Okay, so Jillian Michaels was on AM to DM, right? And Lizzo, the topic of Lizzo came up, okay? And this is what Jillian Michaels had to say.
Why are we celebrating her body? Why does it matter? That's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we celebrating her music? Because it isn't gonna be awesome if she gets diabetes.
Like, Jillian, is she poor? Like, Jillian, you are not a fucking doctor, okay? Wait, so before I get into it, I just wanna say, like, I used to be a personal trainer, and this world is so fucked up on so many levels. Like, it's a lot of, like, cutting corners and, like, crash diets and guilt tripping and, like, a lot of shame culture and, like, I'm not saying that every personal trainer is like this. Like, if you have a personal trainer or, like, more of, like, a coach that empowers you, this does not apply, you know? But those are Selena Gomez rare, okay? Like, but in this business, fast results mean immediate client loyalty, and then you can begin to shape conversations that you have with them when they're not reaching goals or somehow the weight bounces back because then it becomes, well, it was working, there must be something that you're doing. What are you doing when I'm not around? We have to work harder, and it's just like this horrible cycle of ups and downs, and you begin to need them. And that's what the fuck it is. Don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for that shit, okay? Like, in my life, I think, like, when I used to work as a personal trainer, I know, like, 3 or 4 that I'm like, that's a fucking coach. And the rest of them are basura. Okay, so, Jillian, my dear, you are not a doctor. And you know what? Like, talking about health as this general thing is irresponsible of you. And you know what else? You don't think Lizzo knows that she's a big girl? You know what I mean? Like, you have to announce to everybody. Like, you don't think she grew up a big girl? You don't think that she talks to her doctors and has that conversation with her doctors? Like, you don't think that's like a personal thing between a doctor and patient? No, you saw the opportunity to, like, shame somebody on AM to DM and you, like, took it. You know what I mean? Like, it's cheap. It's cheap of you. And fuck you for associating being thin or quote unquote fit and that equals health or healthy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in order to be healthy, the first step in being healthy is fucking liking yourself. There's nothing you can do for yourself if you don't like yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And to talk about Lizzo, why are we discussing her body? Are you mad that we're not talking about yours, raisin face? You look like you ran a marathon with no water. I know that you've been injecting yourself, but I can still see that because hate comes out in the skin, bitch, in the pores. So and you know what? Lizzo, like, are you Confucian? Like, Lizzo is celebrating, like, self-love and, somebody fainted. It was too real. Okay. She's celebrating self-love and representation in the media, and, like, what the fuck is so bad about loving yourself? You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck are you so, like, her face is like, oh my God, if somebody were to fucking talk about me like that, I'd find them in the street, I'd go up to them and be like, why are you talking about me so much, you little fucking bitch? Because I'm petty and I'm immature. But listen, have you seen a fucking Lizzo performance? That bitch is running, it's pure cardio. She gets on that fucking flute like fucking Slash from Guns N' Roses. She's killing it. She's fine. And, like, God forbid we give the world the gift of self-esteem. God forbid we give that to women, right, Jillian? Oh, because I get it, because if women start liking themselves, you run out of business, don't you? Oh, okay. Lizzo isn't hurting anybody, but the Biggest Loser culture is. Alone in the name. Imagine you don't know what Biggest Loser is, and you meet somebody, and they're like, oh, I'm on a TV show, and they're like, what is it, Biggest Loser? You're like, that shit fucking sucks. What the fuck? So Lizzo is making people feel good about themselves. It's refreshing, you know? And what is Jillian Michaels doing? You know, like, people in The Biggest Loser don't even keep the weight off. In fact, they come back years later saying, not only did I gain the weight back, But I'm even heavier now because the kind of shit that you give is not health advice. You tell them to lay off soy sauce when they're eating sushi. That's not real fucking medical advice. So for you to go off and talk about diabetes and all that stuff, I know people who are stick thin that have high cholesterol, diabetes, heart disease. Worry about your fucking self. How about you worry about your fucking self? Like, I'm sorry this is not 2001 and that kind of talk is acceptable, just like low-rise jeans, not acceptable. But this is what we expect from Jillian. This is who she is. This is her brand. And, you know, like, I love my witchy shit, you know? I love Jesus too, but I love my witchy shit, okay? And I was like, what would my idol and overall American icon and gem, Long Island medium, have to say about this, have to say about Miss Jillian Michaels, okay? And guess what? We did some digging on the Google, and we found out that Teresa, Long Island medium, LIM, was that she interviewed Miss Michaels. Okay, so we were watching it and we were like, hold on, play that back. That part was like really interesting. So we got the clip for you and we're just gonna play it for you really quickly. It's just like a small little snippet. Open our ears.
Just acknowledging not wanting to remember them in that way.
And they're choosing not to remember that you are a nosy little bitch and definitely not a doctor. This is 100% Teresa talking, not Tefi. Although I will say I've been watching her show. It looks great. Looks like a great show. But back to you, you're a little bitch and you're rude. You're a very, very rude girl. Anyway, that's not me saying. That's what the spirits are saying. That'll be $450. Wow. Wow. We'll be right back after this break. Well, before you go, I was watching you watch this whole clip, and I love your top. Like, give me 1 second. So cute. You know what? You and I have the same taste. It's great. Subscribe below and set a reminder for the show. We're on live 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I feel like we're already best friends. Okay, are we already finishing each other's? Oh my God.